There are some things that almost every girl has in her mind, certain psychological patterns that feel like secrets only a few people understand. But these aren't random. They're deeply wired tendencies, and once you know how to spot them, you can use them to shift everything in your favor. I'm not just here to drop a list and walk away. I want to show you exactly how to take advantage of them in a smart, respectful, and powerful way. So if you're serious, throw on your headphones and pay close attention. Let's start with something that might surprise you. Girls are drawn to guys who aren't easy to define. If you're always sweet, polite, and predictable, you're not giving her anything to figure out. That mystery, that tension, that unpredictability, it's magnetic. So if you're usually the calm, thoughtful type, throw in a moment of unexpected madness. You're walking down the street and music starts playing from a shop. Just dance, not to impress, just for the fun of it. She'll freeze for a second and ask herself, wait, this guy was serious a minute ago. Who is this version of him? That's the hook. You're showing her layers, and layers keep her thinking. If you're always composed, add a little unpredictability. If you're sweet and gentle, show a moment of boldness or darkness. It creates contrast, and that contrast keeps you on her mind. Too much of any one thing becomes boring, but give her two sides to figure out, and suddenly, you're the puzzle she wants to solve. Here's another psychological move that works better than you think. Bring up a different girl in conversation, one who is the complete opposite of the girl you're with. It sounds simple, but it messes with the subconscious. Say she has dark hair. Casually mention, I used to work with this blonde girl who always managed to turn head. Then change the topic. That one line will stay in her head. She won't show it, but the questions will start. Does he like blondes? Am I his type? Should I be more like that? Her brain won't let it go. That's the trick. You didn't insult her, didn't flirt with anyone else, but you created a ripple. And when a girl starts thinking about you repeatedly, feelings begin to grow. Her mind loops the moment. The moment grows into emotion. That's how connection begins. Just one line about a girl who looks nothing like her can stick in her mind for hours. And when she starts to wonder what you really like, your name starts spinning in her head. Now let's talk about something men are always told to avoid criticizing a girl. Everyone says, be nice, be soft, don't hurt her feelings. And yes, you should always be kind, but kindness without honesty is just weakness. If something bothers you and you stay quiet just to avoid conflict, you're not being kind, you're being afraid. Imagine she lights up a cigarette near you and you hate smoke. You don't have to lecture her. Just calmly say, hey, just don't blow it in my direction. It's not rude, it's self-respect, and even if she acts surprised or defensive in the moment, deep down, she respects you for it. Because you're a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to say it. That goes for compliments too. Don't hand them out like candy. If she shows you a photo and it's not her best, don't fake it. Say, I think your natural look suits you better than this. When you do praise her, it'll carry weight because you don't say it all the time and people value what feels rare. Honest criticism builds trust, and trust builds attraction. Let me give you another move that works like a charm. When she tells you she doesn't know how to do something, cooking, swimming, whatever, don't make it a big deal right then. Just tuck it away, then later, when the topic comes up naturally, say something like, I don't know, I find it really attractive when someone's good at cooking. But don't look at her when you say it. Don't pause for a reaction. Just let the line float. She might act like she didn't hear you, but later that night, she'll remember. Wait, was he talking about me? Does he think I'm not good enough? She'll keep replaying it, and again, you're in her head. Not because you forced your way in, but because you said just enough to let her imagination do the rest. That's how emotional investment works. You don't have to be perfect. In fact, the more open you are about your flaws, the stronger your connection becomes. So many guys hide their weaknesses out of fear, but hiding weakness looks like insecurity. Owning your weakness? That's strength. Say you can't dance. Don't pretend you can. Just laugh and say, I'm probably the worst dancer you'll ever meet, but I still love going out. You just flip the script. Now you're not insecure, you're confident, and confidence mixed with honesty is irresistible. Even better, it triggers empathy, and empathy is powerful. When a girl starts to feel emotionally for you, it gets harder for her to ignore you. But don't fake vulnerability. Don't use it as a strategy. Just be real about it. Don't complain. Don't try to gain sympathy. Just say it like it is, with pride. When you accept your own flaws, you give her space to feel something real. And every now and then, just lose control, not in a crazy way, but in a spontaneous, emotionally open way. You don't always have to be composed. Sometimes, let the kid inside you come out. Maybe she says something sweet, and without thinking, you grab her hand or pull her into a hug. You don't plan it. You don't ask. You just let it happen naturally. That moment tells her you're not playing a role. You're feeling something. But don't force it early. Don't do this on the first date. Let things build. Let her feel safe. And when the time is right, those spontaneous moments will feel real. They'll make her think, wow, he really likes me. That kind of connection can't be faked, and it's the strongest way to stay out of the friend zone. Here's the final switch that flips everything. Make her work to attract you too. Stop being the only one trying to impress. Mention something you genuinely care about. Say, I've been reading a lot about philosophy lately. It really makes you see things differently. Then, a few days later, casually ask, by the way, do you read philosophy? If she says yes, she's trying to match your vibe. If she says no, she'll go home thinking, did I just disappoint him? Either way, she's thinking about you. That's the point. Her mind is trying to get your approval, and once that happens, her emotional connection to you starts building. But if she really doesn't care, if she shows zero interest or effort, don't chase. Change the subject. Show that you have options, standards, and self-respect. That's what makes you different. That's what keeps her coming back. Everything you just learned, these aren't tricks. They're insights into how the female brain works. And once you understand that, you stop chasing and start attracting. Apply this, and you'll see the shift yourself. Not someday, not after months, but instantly. Before we wrap this up, let me leave you with one more thing. I've made an entire video breaking down why the popular no-contact strategy isn't as powerful as it used to be, and why in today's world, it often backfires more than it works. If you're depending on silence to win her back or to make her miss you, you might be playing yourself. Go check that video out after this one, because timing, action, and emotion always beat distance and guessing.